This is a subscriber-only episode.
Good evening, and welcome to Dan Bain's Sleepy Time Mumbles, which is a podcast you can miss. I'm Dan Bain. Every episode, I improvise a low-stakes broadcast for you to fall asleep to. Friends, I have two things to discuss before we begin the episode very quickly. Maybe three things. One, if you are hearing this before Saturday, May 24th, 2025, you still have a chance to buy a ticket to Dan Bain Trilogy. All three of my stand-up comedy specials, back to back. Likelihood of that being a possibility for you, quite low, as I think only subscribers will hear this before then. So, I guess sign up for the newsletter or follow my YouTube channel to find out when those will become available online. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I would like to share some listener feedback. This listener feedback begins. Title: Dull Lullaby, but in a good way. 5 golden stars. That's what I love from my listener feedback, friends, is a backhanded compliment. And then, just so I know that you know, that I know, that I know that you know, that we all know we're all on the same page. 5 golden stars. Let's move on. What are the comments? Let's have a look. His monotonous drone. Okay, off to a negative start. This is the voice of my culture. All New Zealanders speak like this all the time. But that's fine. Let's move on. His monotonous drone is soothing to the eardrums, and the topics of choice in his episodes are wonderful to listen to send you off to slumberland. Loved listening to the Mass Effect episode. Love his mentions to Sophie as well. Very sweet. Sophie is not here this evening. I don't know where she is. Maybe that's gonna be a problem for me later on. It is a bit late right now. She may already be in the bed, as opposed to she's her own creature. What can I say? Sometimes she's here to supervise recording. Other times elsewhere. That review comes from. Now, this username took me a long time to decipher. Initially, I was like, it is finitmo. Finitmo for pra. Finitmo for pra. Fintm of pra. It was when I realized that the middle sound was of that I was able to go, oh, it's like a license plate. It's like a vanity plate. There are a lot of vowels missing, and it's actually Phantom of Opera is how I would decipher that. Phantom of Opera from the United States of America on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. So thank you very much, Phantom of the Opera, for that 5-star feedback. Okay, third and final thing, very quickly, before we move into the episode. I'm thrilled to let you all know that there are now more episodes. The ratio of episodes that subscribers get versus episodes that non-subscribers get. Like, everyone always gets 50 episodes. Amazing. But there are now more than 50 episodes in the what am I calling it? The library, the locked off kind of, the subscriber only section. So I guess that's kind of cool, is that as we move forward from this point in time, the free section will of course always remain what it is, but the subscriber section will only grow. Now, I'm thrilled to say that over the last couple of months or so, there have been multiple new subscribers to the show, and this forced me to ask myself the question, Dan, how many subscribers do you need to get before you feel like the show, the demand for the show, demands that you take it back to being a weekly show, like you did in the very beginning when you were young and foolish? And the answer to that is, I think I would be willing to commit to that for a reasonable period of time if we get to 100 worth of subscribers a month. Right now, we're kind of floating around kind of the 45, 55, that's kind of the zone. People come in, people come out. As always, if you're in for a bit, thank you, amazing. If you're out, you do you. Oh my gosh, like, I appreciate anything. Like, this is a judgment-free zone. But anyway, that's I'm just going to put that out there. If I can double subscriptions, I will make a committed effort to go to one a week. And I mean, that's a bonus to me, because algorithmically, Apple Podcasts, etc., they respond better to a weekly show, for sure. And in terms of exponential growth, that will be the way to do it. But also, I'm in a push-pull situation where I have burnt out on this before, and I want to be able to keep it sustainable. And in order to keep it sustainable, it needs to generate X amount of income in order for me to basically drop something else off. So, again, no pressure. I'm just going to put that out in the world, because I know that there are some of you who would be keen on a new one every week. And we all know that that's not impossible. I can generate that amount of material. But it's, yeah. I'll leave that with you. Okay. Anyway, too much information. That can wait. In the meantime, please put down your phones. Turn off your screens. Close your eyes. Now. Now it's time to be mumbled to sleep. Season 6, Episode 8. Did you miss my status update? Friends, I am slightly concerned that some of you may have missed my Facebook status updates for the year of 2011. So, in order to make sure that you don't miss out on some of this very, I would say, critical information, I'm going to go back through them. We will be beginning on 6th of January 2011, when my sister posted on my wall saying, "I got you a wee B-Day gift. Hope you've got lots of cuts, if you know what I mean." Well, friends, I don't know what she means, and I'm not even sure I knew what she meant at the time, as I did not respond in any way to that. I hope I switched mediums. No idea. Maybe it was Band-Aids. 8th of January 2011. Posted to my own wall. Nearly ate a bobby pin. 2 people like this. 1 comment from my other sister. She says, "Did you put a piece of bread down on top of it? Because Dad informs me that he's done this before with a match. Put his piece on top of it and it got stuck to the bread and stuck in his throat. Did you do that by any chance?" Dunno. But I did almost get away with it. 12th of January 2011. Chris Neals writes on Dan Bain's wall. Just watched the first 2 episodes of The Walking Dead. Shazam, he says. 1 person likes this. I reply, it only gets better. And by better, I mean worse. Now, at that time, only the first season of The Walking Dead had come out. And so, what I mean in that statement is that the stakes only raise further and further, as opposed to it just kind of gets worse, which is the reality we live in now, isn't it? The 17th of January 2011, the Court Theatre added 13 new photos, in which I was tagged multiple times. The album that they added them to was Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, in which, written by Carl Nixon, directed by Tim Bartlett, featuring myself. I played the Daddy Bear, and I think I played a lumberjack. I don't know what their role in the proceedings kind of was, but nonetheless that was the thing that happened. And Emma Nellis Nee Cusden, my long-term collaborator in Perfect Storm, was also on this show. Tagged in some photos. 19th of January, Dan Bain updates his status. I am finally to see Cabaret Court. I am quietly excited. I think this was the Court Theatre's production of the musical Cabaret. I seem to remember it being quite good. 20th of January 2011. Jade writes on my wall. Thoroughly enjoyed Goldilocks. Great job, Father Bear. You guys went to a lot of trouble with that earthquake special effects. Cheers. I respond, thanks, Jade. I think there was an earthquake during the show, and like a actual one. I think that's some sort of, anyway. 20th of January 2011. Dan Bain updates his status again. Curse you, jigsaw puzzle of dates. Why won't you just fit together? No one responds to this. _22 of January 2011. Dan Bain posts a visual shirt joke for folks of a certain disposition. And there's a link to I guess I made a comedy thing that I thought, I actually remember what this is. It was I believe a screen print for underpants. And it says, abandon all popes, ye who enter here, or something like that. It was a Catholic thing. Anyway. 23rd of January 2011. My sister Clorinda posts on my wall, do you have a pet horse? I have no idea what this is about, but there is a comment series. Let's have a little look at them. I reply, hippo horse. My other sister says, what the hell is that? Mum wants to know. I reply, did you not see Goldilocks? Eleanor then replies, oh yeah. The other character that I played in Goldilocks was the Queen. And the Queen had a horse. That she rode around on, which was like a pool toy floating hippo thing. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Johnny Hall, 30th of January, posts on my wall, was moved to tears by Dan Bain. Don't know what this was about. No idea. I obviously did something moving. I have responded to this X. _31 of January 2011. Alice posts on my wall a link to maincoon.co.nz. Obviously, we'd been talking about massive cats. I respond to this. Now we're talking. I wonder if they come with saddles. Andrew Todd posts on my wall on the 3rd of February 2011 a link to 5secondfilms.com. I don't know what that is. Fifth of February 2011. Eric posts on my wall. Thank you, Dan. Don't know what that's about. 8th of February 2011. Johnny Hall posts on my wall. Thinks Dan Bain is great. I reply to it. This post is such a troll for Dan Bain attention. And it's totally working. I think Johnny was really going through a fan phase. _9th of February, Andrew Todd posts on my wall. I heard you just went after the shadow broker. So did I. Holy crap, right? I recommend reading the dossiers you gain access to afterwards. I reply to this. Dude, I am a completionist. That was the first thing I did. Awesome mission. It was awesome mission. 14th of February 2011, Eddie tags me in a status update. Says, drinking whiskey and reading stories on Dan Bain's Tumblr. That's right, friends. I used to have a Tumblr. I'm pretty sure I deleted it all. But obviously it was whiskey drinking. Let's continue. Looking forward to the peanut butter ice cream waiting for me in the freezer. Amazing. Good way to spend an evening. 17th of February. Ralph McCubbin-Howell tags me in a status update. Today I discovered that Dan Bain singing Hey Nonny Nonny in the style of Korn makes me laugh until I cry. Emma Nellis comments, I wasn't present for this, but boy do I love the idea. Yes, it was quite funny, to be honest. I remember that. It was the finale to Ralph, Brendan and myself's touring show, Shakespeare as You Write It. And we did a musical number at the end, and, you know, I sang some bits of Hey Nonny Nonny as if I was Jonathan Brandis from Korn. You know, like the children like. Now, those of you with an understanding of the timelines of Christchurch, New Zealand, who have a sensitivity to natural disasters, may wish to skip the next section because we're coming up to the period of time over the 22nd of February 2011, which was a major significant earthquake in Christchurch that destroyed a significant amount of the city at the cost of many lives. I don't think I mentioned that at all, but let's go through it. If you're still awake, and not into this, it will be done in 3 or 4 minutes, I imagine. Just jump ahead. 22nd of February 2011, Dan Bain posts to his status. I am in Melbourne and horrified. Can't get hold of my family. Please contact me. Then I tag my dad and one of my sisters. 22nd of February 2011, another text later in the day. Text messages don't seem to be going through. Has anyone seen or heard about Davey Bain, the Wee Cooper, Court Barman, and my dad? I am so worried. Quite a few people respond to that, and it turned out he'd kind of walked home. Yeah. Jules posts on my wall, 23rd of February. I'm really pleased you're not dead. Thank God your family is all fine too. Checked your statuses first when I logged on. I see you're in quake-free Melbourne. Phew and yay. Smooch and meow. Torren post on my wall. Big hugs. Thinking of you and your family. Know how hard it is to be far away right now. Just hang in there. Glad to hear your family is okay. Bunch of people post on my wall. 24th of February. My status. Flight delayed. Stuck in Brisbane Airport. Arriving approximately 3:30 a.m. phone not texting. Most expensive internet here either. I kind of got stuck in Australia because only kind of civil defence kind of teams were being flown into the city. 24th of February, Matt Powell tags me in his status, is commencing Operation Stay Awake until Dan Bain lands. Please come over for DVD's past debate company and good times. So, yeah, Matt and Andrew Todd picked me up from the airport. And because it was so random when I was going to arrive, I think they had a party. 28th of February, Dan Bain is in Gore and drinking. What else would you do 4 days later? Because I then immediately went on tour with the aforementioned Shakespeare show. Straight out of 3rd of March 2011. I update my status. Auckland based. Go see a show, What I Endorse. And then a link to Eli Matheson and Hamish Parkinson's Square-Eyed Pair. 13th of March, Dan Bain is in Wellington and free for the next 3 evenings. You should text him. 14th of March. Turns out my hot water tank has been leaking non-stop into my unoccupied house for the last 2 weeks. It is a swamp. All my books, etc. are destroyed. Ass. Yeah. 24th of March. Dan Bain is creeping towards Auckland and will be there this weekend. While there, he wants to see you. Are you there? 25th of March 2011. Dan Bain just ran out of wine. This will not do. 28th of March. Dan Bain is in queue for Universal Sigh. Maybe 30 from the front. Seventh of April 2011, last day of Shakespeare tour, 2 to go. Dan Bain, 15th of April 2011, thanks week. Now I'm a go play Bioshock 2 on hardcore. Good stuff, Daniel. Good at video games. Let's keep going. What else have we got? Bunch of people post on my timeline. Oh, another update. Dan Bain, does anyone have a wireless router they no longer need or love that they would like me to take off their hands for a pittance? Optimistic. Dan Bain can't sleep as he is too furious at all sorts of things generally, but in this case, mainly the theft of his intellectual property. What has been thefted off me? I have no recollection what this is, and not only that, I was vague booking, and at the end of it, I say, issue semi-resolved. Thank you for contributing your indignation. I have no idea what that was about. I was indignant though, clearly. Johnny Hall posts on my wall, 27th of April, 2011. Hey Dan, I miss your smile. Cute. 29th of April, I post, if the Chinese government is allowed to get away with the disappearance of its most famous artist, no other artist is safe and no artist is free. Wow, no one responds. that gets us through to May, when a bunch of people have fallen for a hack that posts to other people's walls who has viewed their profile. That was Season 6, Episode 8. Did you miss my status update? Sleeping Mumbles is a podcast that is produced by Noose Octopus Theatre, etc. And it was created and is hosted by me, Dan Bain. You can follow the show on all the followable places. You can find those in the show notes. Clicky, clicky. But until next time, good night. Sleep tight.